Greetings to you, Crocodile Army! My travels are finally slowing down a little and giving me a chance to make some videos, although I'm headed to Iceland next week for my birthday. I'll talk about my Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Belgium trip in another video, but I have something else to talk about first. The start of a new presidential campaign here in the US is a kind of bittersweet thing. It's sweet because it's democracy at work or something, I suppose, but let's be honest, it's mostly because it's hilarious. It's bitter because it's a time where the most trivial molehill can grow to the size of a mountain. A lot of other important world events will not get the attention that they should. The stock market in China collapsed? Yeah, sure, but who cares? I just want to know what Donald Trump said today. 17 candidates are currently in the clown car that is the Republican field running for president in 2016, and it's probably beginning to smell a little bit right back there, especially after Taco Tuesdays. I think there will be a few casualties in the next few months before voting even starts. Rick Perry is already having a hard time paying his South Carolina staff. Rick Google Me Santorum barely registers in polls as a sad little puddle in the back of the clown car, and Mike Huckabee is having trouble getting significant traction as well. Clearly, Republicans are in the mood for change, and at least for now, Donald Trump is the face and, I guess also the hair of that change. Now, don't get me wrong, Trump has about as much chance of getting the Republican nomination as I do, but as his lead in the polls stretches from weeks into months now, I'm starting to get a little embarrassed about how our collective intellect must look to others around the world. Then again, I suspect the average Trump voter knows and cares very little about the rest of the world. I watched the debate a couple weeks ago, though I did not play any of the potentially deadly drinking games that went along with it. Just to be clear, Trump's stated policies are nothing short of a dumpster fire, starting with his laughable assertion that he can somehow force Mexico to pay for a wall at the border. Apparently he thinks that President of the United States also makes him king of the world, or something like that. I was very keenly and immediately aware that the fine folks at Faux News had it in for Donald Trump from the beginning. I don't think much of the intellect of most of the talking heads on that network, but the people who run it are not idiots, and they know full well that if Donald Trump is the nominee, it's absolutely the death knell for their party's chances of retaking the White House. Their problem is they need to make it look somewhat fair, so they don't turn off people who otherwise might not bother to vote for the eventual nominee. I think the longer Trump is ahead, the more it hurts the rest of the field. So yeah, go Trump, for now anyway. By the way, you could bet that Roger Ailes loves that he has this much political decision power. On the Democratic side, Hillary has been the presumptive frontrunner for about the past 7 years or so, but recently she's been getting a big push from Bernie Sanders on her left. Bernie says a lot of the right things when he's allowed to speak anyway. He has a very smart and candid manner of speaking that is something Hillary can't quite match. I'm still not decided on where my vote will go, but generally by the time primary season reaches my home state of Virginia, it's already been all but decided. I would love to hop on the Bernie bandwagon, believe me, I would. I'm more than happy to endorse a candidate who isn't thought to have much of a chance. I endorsed Obama in a video in October of 2007, so it wouldn't be the first time. If purely checking the right boxes on policy were all I needed to do to choose a candidate, then Bernie would probably be the guy by a small margin over Hillary. There's a problem, though. You see, there's this foul-smelling clown car barreling down the highway toward us. One of those clowns is going to remain in that car and immediately command nearly 50% of the vote and a huge campaign war chest of money just by breathing. I'm not yet convinced that Bernie is going to have the financial firepower to take on the eventual winner. Yes, Bernie talks a lot about money in politics and getting it out. That's a wonderful idea, but not one that will help him win in 2016. The Clinton political network is huge, and it has to be to go up against the Koch brothers, the NRA, the Chamber of Commerce, and the rest of it. I fear that if she is dumped at the last minute by a much lesser-known candidate, just like last time, there will be some Democratic donors who will keep their money on the sidelines. Hillary has a lot of negatives and perception issues that do scare me, and the crowds Bernie is attracting are great, but I'm not yet sold on him being able to win the general election. Like I said though, I'm still truly undecided. Should I be a bigger believer in Bernie? Make your case in the comments.